In the small, quiet town of Ravenswood, nestled between dense forests and fog-covered hills, there stood an ancient mansion known as the Hollow Manor. The mansion had a sinister reputation, with locals whispering tales of ghostly apparitions, unexplained disappearances, and a dark secret hidden within its walls. The story begins with Emily, a curious journalist with a penchant for uncovering the truth behind mysterious legends. Intrigued by the rumors surrounding Hollow Manor, she decided to embark on a journey to unravel the secrets that had haunted the town for generations. Armed with a notebook, a flashlight, and a determination to expose the truth, Emily set foot into the eerie mansion on a moonless night. As she crossed the threshold, the air inside the mansion felt heavy with the weight of untold stories. The floor creaked beneath her every step, echoing through the desolate hallways. The flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows on the peeling wallpaper, creating an atmosphere of both enchantment and foreboding. As Emily explored the mansion, she discovered old photographs, dusty books, and faded letters that hinted at the mansion's dark past. The tale unfolded like a macabre tapestry, revealing the tragic history of a family that had once thrived within the walls of Hollow Manor. A forbidden love, a betrayal, and a curse that bound their souls to the mansion for eternity. As she delved deeper, Emily encountered strange occurrences, whispers in the wind, chilling drafts that seemed to carry the echoes of anguished cries, and glimpses of shadowy figures that disappeared when she tried to approach. Yet, undeterred by the eerie happenings, Emily pressed on, determined to bring the truth to light. One stormy night, as thunder roared and rain battered against the mansion's windows, Emily stumbled upon a hidden chamber beneath the grand staircase. The room was adorned with faded tapestries and an ancient, dusty mirror that seemed to reflect a distorted reality. As Emily gazed into the mirror, the room around her began to warp, revealing scenes from the past. She witnessed the tragic love affair that had torn the family apart, the betrayal that had led to a vengeful curse, and the anguished spirits trapped within the mansion's walls. Emily realized that the mansion itself was a prison for the souls of those who had suffered within its confines. Haunted by the revelation, Emily vowed to free the trapped souls and break the curse that bound them to Hollow Manor. Guided by the cryptic clues she had uncovered, she embarked on a perilous journey through the twisted history of the mansion and the tormented spirits that lingered within. As Emily unraveled the threads of the curse, she faced challenges that tested her courage and resolve. Ghostly apparitions attempted to deter her, and the mansion itself seemed to shift and contort to keep its secrets hidden. However, with each challenge overcome, the spirits grew more desperate for release. In the heart of the mansion, Emily discovered a hidden chamber adorned with symbols and artifacts linked to the curse. She realized that breaking the curse required a sacrifice, an act of selflessness that would redeem the sins of the past. As she prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice, the spirits manifested around her, their anguished faces pleading for release. In a blinding flash of light, the curse was broken and the spirits of Hollow Manor were set free. The mansion, once cloaked in darkness, now stood silent and serene. The storm outside subsided, and a glimmer of sunlight broke through the clouds. As Emily emerged from the mansion, she was met by the grateful spirits, their ethereal forms fading into the light. A sense of peace washed over the town of Ravenswood, and the once dreaded Hollow Manor became a symbol of redemption and forgiveness. In the days that followed, Emily's investigation and the liberation of the spirits became the talk of Ravenswood. The townsfolk, once fearful of the mansion, now regarded it with a newfound reverence. The story of Hollow Manor transformed from a tale of horror to one of redemption and the enduring power of forgiveness. The townsfolk spoke of it in hushed whispers, for it held a sinister reputation that had persisted for generations. The mansion, known as Ravenhurst Manor, had a dark and twisted history that intertwined with the very fabric of the town's existence. The story began with the Ravenhurst family, a once prominent lineage that fell into disgrace after a series of mysterious and tragic events. Legend had it that the family had dabbled in forbidden rituals to gain wealth and power, sealing a pact with an otherworldly force that cursed them for eternity. As a result, the mansion became a nexus of malevolence, harboring secrets that refused to stay buried. Years passed, and the town's population dwindled as fear of Ravenhurst Manor spread like a plague. Yet, one fateful night, a curious journalist named Eleanor Caldwell arrived in search of the truth. Drawn by the allure of the macabre and driven by her insatiable curiosity, she sought to unravel the enigma surrounding the mansion. As Eleanor stepped through the creaking gates, the air thickened with an oppressive aura. The mansion loomed before her, its Gothic architecture casting eerie shadows. The door groaned open as if welcoming her, and the journalist found herself in a dimly lit foyer adorned with portraits of long-forgotten faces. Eleanor's investigation led her through winding corridors and hidden passages, each unveiling a piece of the Ravenhurst puzzle. She discovered journals detailing the family's descent into madness, pages filled with cryptic symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Unnerving whispers echoed through the empty halls, causing her heart to race with each step. The mansion seemed to have a life of its own, as if the very walls held memories that yearned to be heard. Strange occurrences became a daily ordeal for Eleanor. Objects moved on their own, chilling apparitions flickered in the corners of her vision, and an invisible force seemed to guide her through the labyrinthine structure. One night, as a storm raged outside, Eleanor stumbled upon a hidden chamber beneath the mansion. The room was adorned with arcane symbols, and in its center lay an ancient book bound in human skin. As she translated the text, a revelation struck her like a bolt of lightning. The Ravenhursts had sought to defy mortality itself. The family's obsession with immortality had led them to perform a forbidden ritual that fused their souls with the very essence of Ravenhurst Manor. Each member became a spectral entity, forever bound to the mansion. The curse, however, demanded a terrible price: the souls of the living. Eleanor realized that the mansion fed on the fear and despair of the townsfolk, growing stronger with each passing generation. The journalist had unwittingly become a pawn in the Ravenhurst's sinister game, a vessel through which the cursed family sought to break free from their ethereal prison. Haunted by the weight of her discovery, Eleanor struggled to escape the clutches of Ravenhurst Manor. The once innocuous shadows now seemed to grasp at her, and the walls whispered malevolent secrets that echoed in her mind. The line between reality and nightmare blurred as the mansion's influence tightened its grip. As Eleanor delved deeper into the mansion's heart, she uncovered a hidden chamber where the Ravenhurst spirits converge. There, in the flickering candlelight, the spectral figures of the cursed family materialized before her. They spoke in mournful whispers, pleading for release from their eternal torment. Torn between compassion and self-preservation, Eleanor faced a choice that would shape the fate of Ravenhurst Manor. The spirits promised her unimaginable power and untold wealth if she embraced the curse, becoming the vessel for their release. The alternative, they warned, was an eternity of suffering for both the living and the dead. The climax of the story unfolded as Eleanor grappled with the consequences of her decision. The very foundations of Ravenhurst Manor seemed to tremble as the journalist's fate hung in the balance. The air crackled with arcane energy as she confronted the ethereal presence that permeated the mansion. In a heart-wrenching twist, Eleanor chose to defy the cursed legacy of the Ravenhursts. As she uttered words of ancient banishment, the mansion convulsed with spectral agony. The family's tortured spirits howled in despair as they were cast back into the netherworld, their influence waning with each fading echo. With the curse lifted, the mist that had shrouded the town for centuries lifted, revealing a landscape bathed in the soft glow of dawn. Ravenhurst Manor stood as a solemn relic of the past, its malevolence extinguished by the courage of one woman who dared to challenge the shadows. As the townsfolk emerged from their homes, they found themselves freed from the grip of fear that had held them captive for so long. Eleanor, however, had become a mere echo of her former self, forever marked by the horrors she had witnessed. The journalist disappeared into obscurity, leaving behind a town that would never forget the night when the shadows whispered the secrets of Ravenhurst Manor. Once upon a time, in the quiet town of Shadowsend, nestled deep within the heart of the dense and foreboding Moonshade Forest, there stood an ancient mansion that bore witness to a chilling tale. The townsfolk spoke of it only in hushed whispers, for the mansion was said to be cursed, its halls haunted by the shadows of a tragedy long past. The mansion, known as Holleridge Manor, was an imposing structure, its weathered stones and looming spires casting an ominous silhouette against the backdrop of the moonlit sky. For generations, the tale of the Holleridge family had been etched into the annals of Shadowsend's history, a story of love and loss that had left an indelible mark on the very fabric of the town. The patriarch of the Holleridge family, Victor, was a man of wealth and influence, known for his enigmatic demeanor and the air of mystery that surrounded him. His wife, Eleanor, was a woman of ethereal beauty, her porcelain skin and raven-black hair captivating the hearts of all who beheld her. Together, they were the toast of Shadowsend, their union a symbol of prosperity and social standing. Yet, as with all tales of splendor, darkness loomed just beyond the facade of happiness. The couple's joyous life took a tragic turn when Eleanor fell gravely ill, her once lustrous eyes dimming with each passing day. Despite the best efforts of the town's physicians, her ailment remained a perplexing mystery, and despair settled over Holleridge Manor like a shroud. In his desperation, Victor turned to forbidden arts and sought the guidance of a mysterious figure rumored to possess knowledge of the arcane. The stranger, cloaked in shadows, offered a deal that would save Eleanor's life, but at a cost. The price was steep, and the consequences dire, but Victor's love for his ailing wife eclipsed reason, and he accepted the otherworldly bargain. The ritual took place within the hidden chambers of Holleridge Manor, where flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows on the walls. As the incantations echoed through the air, the atmosphere thickened with an otherworldly energy. Unseen forces intertwined with the fates of the Holleridge family, sealing their destiny in a pact that defied the natural order. Eleanor's health miraculously returned, and the mansion regained an eerie calm. However, the price paid for her recovery manifested in unsettling ways. Strange occurrences plagued Holleridge Manor. Whispers in the dead of night, ghostly apparitions wandering the halls, and a pervasive sense of unease that clung to the very air. As the years passed, the town of Shadowsend grew wary of the Holleridge family, and tales of the cursed mansion spread like wildfire. Victor and Eleanor, once revered, became recluses, shunning the prying eyes of the outside world. Their only company was the haunting presence that lingered within the mansion, a spectral reminder of the unnatural pact forged in desperation. Rumors of the Holleridge curse reached the ears of a daring journalist named Amelia Blackwell, who saw in the story an opportunity for fame and fortune. Intrigued by the mystery that shrouded Holleridge Manor, she set out to uncover the truth behind the whispers and unveil the secrets hidden within its walls. As Amelia delved into the town's archives and interviewed the few remaining residents who dared to speak of the Holleridge family, she uncovered a web of deceit and tragedy that stretched back centuries. The roots of the curse ran deep, entwined with the very essence of Shadowsend itself. Haunted by the shadows of the past, Amelia ventured into the heart of the Moonshade Forest, guided by the cryptic accounts of those who had encountered the supernatural. The forest, dense and foreboding, seemed to pulse with an energy that resonated with the unseen forces at play. Within the labyrinthine corridors of Holleridge Manor, Amelia confronted the echoes of a forbidden love and a bargain sealed in blood. The spirits of Victor and Eleanor, bound to the mansion by the pact forged in desperation, pleaded for release from the torment that had befallen them. Amelia, torn between her pursuit of the truth and the empathy she felt for the tortured souls within, faced a choice that would determine the fate of Holleridge Manor and its spectral inhabitants. As she navigated the maze of secrets, she uncovered a revelation that shook the foundations of her understanding. The curse was not a mere consequence of a desperate deal, but a reflection of the town's darkest secrets. The very land upon which Shadowsend stood bore witness to a history steeped in betrayal and malevolence. The spirits of those wronged sought justice, and the Holleridge family became unwitting pawns in a cosmic game of retribution. The roots of the curse extended beyond the mansion, entwining with the collective sins of Shadowsend. In a climactic confrontation within the heart of Holleridge Manor, where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred, Amelia faced the embodiment of the town's malevolence. The entity, a manifestation of centuries-old grievances, demanded retribution, threatening to consume Shadowsend in an eternal darkness. As Amelia stood at the crossroads of destiny, she grappled with the weight of her choices. The spirits of Victor and Eleanor, though bound by a tragic fate, pleaded for the salvation of Shadowsend. In a selfless act of courage, Amelia made a sacrifice that shattered the chains of the curse and released the tortured souls from their eternal torment. The Moonshade Forest, once ominous and foreboding, now stood silent and serene. Holleridge Manor, stripped of its haunting presence, became a mere relic of a bygone era. The townsfolk, freed from the shadows that had plagued their existence, began to rebuild their lives, the curse of Shadowsend lifted by the courage of one determined journalist. Amelia, having unveiled the mysteries that shrouded Holleridge Manor, left Shadowsend with a heavy heart. The town, though liberated from its spectral past, bore the scars of a history tainted by darkness. As she looked back one final time, the whispering winds of the Moonshade Forest carried echoes of gratitude. A town forever changed by the interplay of love, sacrifice, and the inexorable ties that bind the living and the dead.